Most people think attraction changes because of what you say, or how confident you sound, or how you look in that moment. But what quietly changes everything often happens before a single word is spoken. It happens in the first second of physical closeness, when the brain decides whether a moment feels safe, natural, or slightly off. And this is why something as simple as a hug can instantly change how attraction feels, without either person consciously realizing why. This isn't about tricks, or forcing chemistry, or copying something you saw online. It's about understanding how the human nervous system reads physical signals, especially during close contact. When two people hug, the brain is scanning for information faster than conscious thought. It's reading pressure, timing, stillness, and intention. And when those signals align, attraction often deepens naturally. When they don't, attraction quietly shuts down, even if everything else seems right. Most men don't struggle because they lack confidence or charm. They struggle because no one ever explained how subtle physical cues are interpreted at a subconscious level. So when a hug feels awkward or forgettable, they assume chemistry just wasn't there, without realizing that a tiny behavioral detail changed how the moment was perceived. Here's where confusion usually starts. Many people assume attraction is created by doing more. More pressure, more movement, more intensity. But psychology shows the opposite. In moments of physical closeness, attraction responds far more to restraint, timing, and emotional clarity than to action. The nervous system is not asking, "Is this impressive?" It's asking, "Is this safe, calm, and intentional?" During a hug, the brain is especially sensitive because personal space has already been crossed. That means any signal that feels rushed, unclear, or self-focused is amplified. This is why two hugs that look identical from the outside can feel completely different on the inside. One of the most common mistakes people make during a hug is treating it like a performance instead of a shared moment. When someone enters a hug with internal tension, uncertainty, or the need for validation, the body subtly communicates that through stiffness, inconsistent pressure, or restless movement. The other person doesn't consciously analyze this, but their nervous system picks it up immediately. Psychology refers to this as emotional congruence. When your internal state matches your external behavior, the interaction feels grounded and comfortable. When it doesn't, the brain senses friction. Attraction grows when the moment feels emotionally settled, not when it feels like it's trying to go somewhere. Another detail most people overlook is timing. The beginning and the end of a hug matter far more than the middle. The brain forms impressions at transitions. Entering too quickly or lingering too long can both create discomfort, depending on context. What changes attraction is not duration, but whether the timing feels natural rather than needy or abrupt. There's also the issue of attention. During a hug, where your attention is directed internally affects how the interaction is experienced. If your attention is focused on what you hope the hug will lead to, the body subtly tightens. If your attention is simply present in the moment, the body relaxes. That relaxation is often interpreted as confidence, even though it's really just emotional clarity. This is why people often say they felt comfortable or at ease around someone without knowing why. Comfort is not boring. In psychology, comfort is the foundation of attraction. Without it, intensity feels unsafe. With it, even small gestures feel meaningful. A lot of online advice confuses attraction with escalation. But attraction doesn't grow because something moves forward quickly. It grows when the nervous system feels no need to protect itself. During a hug, this protection shows up as stiffness, shallow breathing, or mental distraction. When protection turns off, attraction has room to grow. Another misunderstood factor is pressure. Not physical pressure, but psychological pressure. If a hug carries an unspoken expectation, the other person often feels it. Expectations create weight. Weight creates resistance. This resistance is subtle, but it changes how the moment is remembered. Instead of feeling warm or grounding, it feels heavy or unclear. When psychology researchers study physical closeness, they find that attraction increases when touch communicates presence rather than desire. Presence means you're there because the moment makes sense, not because you're trying to make something happen. Desire without presence feels consuming. Presence without pressure feels grounding. This is also why hugs that feel safe often feel more intimate than hugs that are meant to impress. The body responds to calm certainty far more than to effort. Calm certainty signals emotional regulation. Emotional regulation signals maturity, and maturity is deeply attractive, even if people don't label it that way. There's another layer most people never consider. The brain associates physical touch with emotional memory. If a hug feels regulated and natural, the brain links that person with ease. If a hug feels confusing or tense, the brain links that person with uncertainty. Over time, attraction follows those associations, not conscious logic. This is where many men blame themselves unnecessarily. They assume attraction failed because they said the wrong thing or didn't do enough. In reality, attraction often shifts because of how a moment felt, not what was done. And feelings are shaped by subtle cues, not dramatic actions. One of the biggest myths online is that attraction can be engineered through techniques. Psychology doesn't support that. Attraction is not about control, it's about alignment. When behavior, intention, and timing align, attraction often happens naturally. When they don't, no technique fixes it. If you've ever felt confused because someone seemed interested one moment and distant the next, this is often why. The shift didn't happen in conversation. It happened in how closeness was experienced. And most people never get feedback on that, so they keep repeating the same pattern without understanding it. What actually changes attraction during a hug is not where your hands are, but what your body is communicating underneath the surface. Is it calm or seeking? Is it grounded or uncertain? Is it present or outcome-focused? The nervous system answers these questions instantly. This is also why the same person can feel attractive in one moment and not in another. Attraction is state-dependent. It changes based on how regulated and clear someone feels in that interaction. A hug simply magnifies that state. If you take anything from this, let it be this. Attraction doesn't respond to effort. It responds to emotional clarity. And emotional clarity shows up most clearly during moments of physical closeness, because the body can't hide internal tension the way words can. When you understand this, you stop trying to create attraction and start allowing it. You become more patient with timing, more aware of your internal state, less focused on outcome. And paradoxically, that's when attraction tends to deepen. If you've ever felt frustrated or unsure in these moments, that doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. It means no one explained how human behavior actually works beneath the surface. Awareness alone changes how you show up and how moments feel to the people around you. Attraction isn't about taking something from a moment. It's about contributing calm, presence, and clarity to it. When you do that, even something as simple as a hug can change how someone feels, not because you forced it, but because it finally felt right. And when interactions start to feel right instead of forced, you stop guessing, you stop overthinking, you trust the moment. And that trust is often what makes someone want to stay a little closer, a little longer, without either of you needing to explain why. That's the real shift. Not learning a move, but understanding what your behavior communicates. Because once you understand that, attraction stops being confusing and starts feeling natural again.